Welcome to Pod Crawlers. I'm Eric.
And I'm Kelly.
And this is the 88th episode of this here podcast. We're still trying to get back in the swing of things. This is our third episode back from our hiatus of 9 years. I don't even know. 7 years?
9 years.
7 or 8 years, something like that.
Something like that.
So we're getting back into the swing of
I think
things.
7, we decided.
This episode, we will discuss 3 superhero movies you must watch.
We've had quite a lot of DC, well, mainly Marvel, but a few DC ones that have come out as of late and the last decade even.
Yeah.
So there's a lot to choose from, but we chose 3.
As always with our lists here, they're in no particular order, just 3 that you should check out. Shall we begin?
We shall.
Yeah, the first one on our little list here is X-Men First Class. James McAvoy plays a young Xavier, while Michael Fassbender plays a young Magneto. This movie takes place in the 60s, and it's basically a reboot of the X-Men cinematic universe because up to this point, things just sucked. Jean Grey died.
Yeah.
We got a crappy Wolverine Origins movie, but then we got a
That was
slightly
really
better
bad. Yeah.
Wolverine movie, which kind of leads into the sequel to First Class, Days of
Future Past,
which is a great movie.
Yes.
We picked First Class because it's sort of like the start of something fresh.
Absolutely.
And in hindsight, it was. Now after X-Men Apocalypse, they might want to think about rebooting it again or just ending the entire X-Men universe, either with the upcoming Logan movie or with, hell, another reboot, because why not? If they can reboot Spider-Man 3 times in the span of, 10 years? 10 or 15? Nah, 10, right? Because the first 3
15.
were about roughly 15, yeah.
Because the first Spider-Man with Tobey Maguire happened at the beginning of
That 02?
2000. It was 2001, 2002.
And they came out every other year or every 2 years or something like that.
Yeah,
Those are for another episode. I'm sure we will talk about the Tobey Spider-Mans.
No comment.
So X-Men First Class, it's kind of neat. I think a lot of people didn't like it because it kind of went against previously established continuity. This is the 60s, which is 50 years ago, but yet Xavier should be then, 100 years old or 90?
Oh, it's kind of believable, actually.
Yeah, right. So the timeline, I mean, I think it works as a superhero movie, and even as sort of like a 60s spy caper. They kind of touched on that a lot.
I have to admit, I love the casting. When I first heard that they had chosen James McAvoy to play Xavier, I was kind of like, I don't know about that. But I think he does a fabulous job through all the movies. I mean, and Michael Fassbender, I don't think they could have picked a better person to play Magneto.
Well, I think what helps them, and even, is that they hired, for the most part,
Not always.
they hired actors.
Yes.
With some other superhero movies, like the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man, they
hire a face.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
So First Class succeeds in terms of acting and just fun. I mean, it's a fun movie. It's not as serious as Days of Future Past will get or the upcoming Wolverine movie Logan.
And I think we needed that because the previous X-Men movies,
Well,
that were supposed to take place in present day were getting so heavy, like you mentioned,
from the beginning, they were
with
heavy.
Jean Grey dying, and just like, all right, we need a light or at least lighter reboot that makes it fun, and gets more people interested in the X-Men franchise. And I feel like these movies did do that.
And we have a special guest all of a sudden. Bringing his ball over to play is one handsome Handy.
Yes.
Hey,
Whenever
buddy.
whenever mommy and daddy are doing something and somewhat ignoring him, he decides to make his presence known. He will be a frequent
Guest
guest
star.
star of our podcast. Yes, and we did not have Handsome back when we did the original Pod Crawlers. So the only thing that would interrupt us, I believe, was the air conditioner.
Yes. Moving right along to our second of three superhero movies you should watch, Ant-Man.
Why would you want to see Ant-Man?
Because it's a fun movie.
It is.
I wasn't too sold on the idea when the movie came out. We actually didn't see it in the theater. Saw it on Blu-ray, and I think it's one of the best Marvel movies. Probably top 5.
I just love that I went in not expecting much, and I was pleasantly surprised. I feel like they did a good job. Paul Rudd really killed it in this role. I mean, you think of Paul Rudd and everything he's done over the years, and
Not
it's kind of
much.
like, yeah, I mean,
Halloween
let's see.
6.
I think my first Paul Rudd experience was Clueless. Go ahead and roll your eyes at that one, but and then he's Ant-Man? Really? But it worked. And come on, Evangeline Lilly. I'm sorry. I'm a Lost fan, but I'm not an Evangeline Lilly fan. But I think she was pretty good.
Yeah, they all were good.
It's a good movie to watch. It's entertaining, which not all
Yeah,
movies
it's,
are.
I thought it was just going to be stupid. Like, oh, he can shrink down and somehow communicate with ants, like in the comic book. And it's stupid in the comic book,
Yeah,
but yet it works on the big screen.
it does.
It's, I don't want to say a pleasure to watch, but I mean, it
It's
was fun.
fun. Yeah.
It wasn't heavy at all like some of these Marvel movies are getting. And I think it was less stupid than Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yes, I
Because
agree.
Guardians was just, I think it's overrated, but
I mean, I enjoyed Guardians of the Galaxy, and I know that's not what we're talking about, but I don't know. It's kind of like I expected more from Guardians of the Galaxy because
and,
of all the hype before
mm-hmm,
we saw it,
yes,
but I ended up in the long run enjoying Ant-Man a little bit more. Um,
I completely agree.
and it's fun. They did the casting pretty well. They didn't go for the super cheese for the entire movie. It was a pleasant surprise. That's what I'll say about it. A
Exactly.
pleasant
It's
surprise.
definitely a superhero movie you should watch if you haven't seen it already. If you have seen it and disagree with our list, maybe it's your least favorite, go to our Twitter page and let us know. Our handle is at Podcrawlers, or you can email us at podcrawlers@gmail.com. Also, check out our website, podcrawlers.com. We have reviews of superhero movies, horror movies.
We do.
We do. We have quite a bit on there. So check it out. In upcoming episodes, this is the point where we will insert a commercial for either one of my books because I write.
You do.
I do.
All right.
Prepare yourself for the self promotion that you will probably get tired of real quick.
Ah.
So, 3 superhero movies you should watch. There's so many. And it's not that this episode is about the genre as a whole, but I think you and I can both agree that it's getting a little out of hand. I mean, you
Yes.
got the Marvel
Yeah.
movies, you got the DC movies, and so far there aren't any like knockoffs that are real
Mm-hmm.
popular. So these are just 3 of our favorites.
We're not saying these are the best ones ever made,
No,
but yeah, just fun.
because that one of those would be Batman and Robin, I'm sure.
Get off of my podcast.
All right. Our third superhero movie you should watch. I don't know if you can hear this in the background, but Handsome is chewing his ball.
Yes,
It,
right by my leg.
yes, and I. Okay.
That was a yes, I'm here. Hi.
All
Hi,
right.
Pod
Now
Crawlers
this is
listeners.
probably going to divide our small audience of 4.
Yes.
Batman vs. Superman, Dawn of Justice, the extended edition, is a superhero movie you should watch.
And extended edition is the point of this here.
We've heard horrible things about the theatrical edition. I don't think we'll ever watch the theatrical edition for that reason. The extended edition basically accomplishes what the movie set out to do.
Yes.
Now, I don't want to rag on the movie. The movie has problems. Ant-Man has problems. First Class has problems. But
almost all superhero movies have at least one problem.
But Batman vs. Superman, it succeeds in spite of itself.
Yes.
And I think the theatrical edition collapsed under its own crappy weight. The extended edition fleshes everything out, hints at the future, and leaves us wanting more. It leaves me wanting more.
I have to say, when I heard that they cast Ben Affleck as Batman, I didn't want to watch it. I am not a fan of Ben Affleck in general. However, I think he did a really good job in this movie, and you can tell that he's a fan. And I think that's important with superhero movies. And I think that's also another reason why some things like the Spider-Man movies don't really go well, because they're not necessarily being cast, they're being cast for acting, but I think it helps to have the fans of the superheroes, of the comics.
Right.
Or at least somebody who's willing to go about researching their character.
Yeah, exactly.
If they're not familiar with the comics, if they're not familiar with origin stories, somebody that's willing to go that extra mile. And I think that's why we've had a lot of good acting in the superhero movies lately. Good job, Batfleck. I'm not sure how to pronounce his last name, but Henry Cavill, whatever you want to say. I think he does a really good job as well as Mr. Superman.
Yes, Mr. Superman.
Mr. Clark Kent Superman guy. Now, you'll find this out if you don't already know from our past podcasts, I am a fan of the Fast and Furious movies, so I love Gal Gadot.
That could be a subject for a future episode.
I thought she was pretty good as Wonder Woman. I'm not so sure how she's going to work in her own movie, to be perfectly honest.
I don't think that'll go over well at all.
But I love her character in the Fast and Furious movies. Not that that matters here, but just throwing that out there. So, I enjoyed the extended version of
it's
Batman
longer,
Superman.
Obviously, but it needs to be 3 hours long.
And it doesn't really feel like it because you're engaged. Because you're actually watching what's going on and it's making sense. And even though it's kind of fleshed out more, things are happening.
Yeah, and that's what's important. Because if it's 3 hours of boredom...
Oh, yeah. It's going to suck no matter what.
Yeah. But yeah, Dawn of Justice, I'm not going to say it's a great movie, but it's a good movie.
I think they did a very good job visually as well.
Oh, that's Zack Snyder for you.
Yeah.
Zack Snyder, when he sucks, but you can't take your eyes off of the screen.
Well, and you can tell that he's a fanboy at heart, you know? Because he just gets into that. So, good job, Zack Snyder.
Yes. And good luck with Justice League, if you're still directing it.
Yeah, who knows? That changes all the time.
We should have a episode dedicated to
Who's
superhero
directing
movies coming
now?
up. Yeah, that's good.
Who is attached to the project now?
So there you have it. 3 superhero movies you must watch. If you don't, we will find you and make you watch the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man trilogy.
Ooh, do we have to? That seems like cruel and unusual punishment.
Tough times.
I have to admit, when the first Spider-Man with Tobey Maguire came out on DVD, I was living in France. Okay? My very, very good friend that I lived with, she bought it because she was a fan. And it was something we watched over and over and over again. And this was towards the end of our stay there. We were having our finals, and it does hold a special place in my heart due to that.
Right.
But I know it's crap. I mean,
And you know what? In 10 years or whatever, we'll look back at this little list and be like, wow, Ant-Man was horrible.
not quite like Spider-Man.
That's true.
I'm Kelly.
I'm Eric, and this has been Pod Crawlers.